The most dangerous person in this world is not the one who has money or power, but the one who realizes their true strength. And today you are about to learn about one such power. A secret power that if you understand it, you will be able to read people without saying a word, influence their decisions, and most dangerously, you will learn to control yourself. But remember, this power is as dangerous as it is powerful. Because in the wrong hands, it can destroy someone's life. So listen carefully, because after today, you will not be the same person you were before. What is the secret power? Every person has a hidden power within them. A strength that can set them apart from everyone else. But the problem is, most people remain unaware of that strength their entire lives. This power is the power of the mind. Your mind is not an ordinary thing. It is the controller of your entire life. What you think, how you react, whom you trust, even how you see yourself. You think you are making decisions. But the truth is, your mind has already made most of those decisions, and you are simply following them. But what do people do? They waste their energy trying to control the outside world, changing people, fixing situations, while the real game is happening inside. If your mind is unstable, the entire world cannot make you stable. But if your mind is strong, you will remain in control even in chaos. This is the difference between a weak and a powerful person. If you control your mind, you can control your reality. You can choose your emotions, design your actions, and live life on your own rules. But if the mind is controlling you, you are just a puppet, dancing to the tune of society, fear, and habits. And the most bitter truth, 90% of people are puppets. Now the question is, are you one of them? Or will you become the master of your own mind? Chapter 2. Mind Control Basics. Your mind has two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what is thinking right now, the part that is listening to these words, the part that decides what is right and what is wrong. But this is not the whole story, because the real control is somewhere else. The subconscious mind is that hidden system that is silently running your entire life. Your habits, your fears, your decisions, even your confidence, everything comes from the subconscious. And the most dangerous part is you don't even realize it. You think you are in control, but the reality is you are not in control. Your subconscious is in control. Listen to an example. You consciously think, I need to become confident. You get motivated, watch videos, read books. But from within, your subconscious says, you are weak. You are not enough. And guess what happens? You will always be nervous. You will go on stage and your hands will shake. You will talk to people and your voice will tremble. Why? Because the subconscious always wins. This is an invisible battle, conscious versus subconscious. And most people lose this battle without even understanding it, because they try to change only on the surface. But inside, the same old programming keeps running. Your subconscious is like software that has been installed since childhood. People's words, failures, fears, everything is stored in it. And now it is running your life. If you don't change it, nothing will change. Not your confidence, not your success, not your identity. So if you want to change your life, you must first reprogram your subconscious. Install new beliefs. Remove negative thoughts. Train your mind. Because the day you control your subconscious, you control yourself. And the person who controls themselves, no one can stop them. Chapter 3. Dark Psychology Tricks. Now let us talk about some powerful tricks that people secretly use. Trick 1. Silence power. The person who speaks less has more value. And this is not a coincidence. This is psychology. Why? Because people ignore noise, but they notice silence. In this world, everyone is talking. Everyone wants attention. Everyone is busy proving themselves. And in this crowd, the person who stays quiet stands out. Because silence is powerful. People are attracted to mystery. They find interesting the person who does not react to every little thing, who does not answer every question. Now imagine a meeting is going on, Everyone is talking, giving opinions, trying to appear smart. But you are quiet. You are observing. You are noticing every detail. What will happen? People will automatically notice you. They will think, why isn't this person talking? What is going on in their mind? And from that very moment, your value increases. Now when you speak, people will listen. Listen carefully, because you don't speak all the time. This is the power of silence. Speak less, but speak with impact. Remember, the person who talks all the time makes themselves cheap. But the person who speaks at the right moment makes themselves powerful. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. The day you learn to stay quiet without reacting, without explaining, you will create a place in people's minds. And remember, the loudest person is not the most powerful. The calmest person is the most dangerous. Trick 2. Eye contact control. Looking into someone's eyes. Seems simple, but it is powerful. Very powerful. Because eyes never lie. And the person who can look directly into someone's eyes is not weak. They are confident. They are aware. And most importantly, they are in control. Now hear the truth. Most people avoid eye contact. Why? Because inside there is fear of judgment, of rejection, of being exposed. And this very fear makes them weak. But the person who looks steadily and calmly into someone's eyes sends a signal to them, I am not afraid. And this signal creates power. Understand with an example. You are talking to someone. If you keep looking away, what will they think? This person is not confident. They are unsure. But if you maintain steady eye contact, without nervousness, without quickly looking away, the other person will automatically feel a little uncomfortable. And right there, control shifts. You become dominant, without speaking a single extra word. But remember, eye contact doesn't mean staring. This is a subtle game. Stay natural, stay relaxed, but don't lower your gaze. Because the person whose gaze is stable, their mind is also stable. And the person who can control their gaze can control situations. So next time you talk to someone, don't run. Don't look away. Stay, look, and hold. Because sometimes one strong eye contact is more powerful than 1,000 words. Trick 3. The mirror technique. People unknowingly like those who are similar to them. This is not attraction. This is psychology. A person naturally trusts their own reflection. What feels familiar feels safe. And what feels safe is liked. Now think, if you start behaving like someone, what will happen? They will start considering you their own. This is the mirror technique. This is not manipulation. This is understanding. Understand with an example. If the other person is speaking slowly and you are speaking fast, the connection will be weak. But if you also speak at the same speed, in the same tone, an invisible connection forms. Now body language, if they are sitting relaxed and you are sitting stiff, there will be a mismatch. But if you subtly mirror their posture, they will unconsciously feel comfortable. And comfort builds trust. But remember, copying should not be obvious. This is a subtle game. Go slow, stay natural, mirror, but don't become a mimic. Because if the other person feels you are fake, the game is over. But if you use it correctly, people will start liking you without reason. They will start trusting you. They will start following what you say. Remember, people connect not through your words but through your vibe. And the mirror technique syncs your vibe with theirs. So next time you meet someone, observe, feel, and subtly mirror. Because when the other person starts feeling you are like them, they become yours. Trick 4. Scarcity effect. What is rare has more value. This is not just a market rule. This is human psychology. What is easily available gets no respect. And what is hard to get becomes priceless. Now hear the truth. If you are always available, pick up every call, immediately reply to every message, are ready for everyone, people will not value you, because you have become common. But if you control your availability, are not always present everywhere, are not instantly available for everyone, what will happen? People will notice you. They will feel your absence, and gradually your value will increase. Understand with an example. One person who is always free, and one person for whom you have to wait to meet. Tell me whose value will be more. Obviously the one who is rare. This is the scarcity effect. Be seen less, but be seen strong. Don't always say yes. Sometimes say no. Sometimes create distance. Sometimes be unavailable. Because when you make yourself available to everyone, you lose your value. Remember, respect comes from demand, and demand comes from scarcity. The day you make your presence rare, people will not be able to ignore you. So next time, don't appear everywhere. Don't be available all the time. Make yourself valuable. Make yourself rare. Because in this world, the most desired thing is what doesn't come easily. Trick 5: Emotional trigger. People make decisions not with logic but with emotion. You think people make thoughtful decisions, but the truth is completely different. Behind every decision there is some emotion. Fear, desire, insecurity, or the need for validation. And the person who understands these emotions understands people. And the one who understands people can influence them. Understand with an example. Someone buys an expensive thing. Why? Do they truly need it? No, they want status, respect, attention. This is not logic. This is emotion. If you trigger someone's emotion, their decision is almost made. If you show fear, they will take action to escape. If you show desire, they will take action to obtain it. If you give validation, they will start listening to you. This is the emotional trigger, the shortcut to entering people's minds. But for this, you will need to observe their words, their reactions, their insecurities. You need to understand everything. Because every person is driven by some emotion, and that is their weak point. But remember, this power is dangerous. If you misuse it, you will lose trust. And once trust is broken, nothing remains. So understand emotions, but don't make a game of them. Because the person who plays with people's emotions doesn't win, they end up alone. But the person who understands emotions and uses them correctly, quietly controls everything. Chapter 4. People influence skills. Controlling people doesn't mean forcing them. This is not a manipulation game. This is the game of influence. It means guiding them, silently, without noise, without pressure. And this is real power. Because when you force, people resist. But when you influence, people follow on their own. Now the question is, how? How can you create space in people's minds without speaking, without pushing? The answer is simple but not easy. Body language. Your body represents your identity. Whether you say something or not, your posture reveals your confidence. If you are hunched, shoulders down, you are signaling that you are weak. But if you are standing straight, chest open, movements slow, without speaking a single word, you are demanding respect. People don't read words, they read energy. And your body language reveals your energy. Slow movement is not weakness. It is control. The person who moves quickly appears anxious. But the person who moves calmly appears dominant. So next time when walking, sitting, gesturing, don't rush. Stay in control. Because a controlled body is the sign of a controlled mind. Voice control. Your voice amplifies your power. The person who speaks loudly is not necessarily powerful. Many times they are insecure. But the person who speaks calmly, slowly, clearly, their authority automatically increases. Because people listen to the person who can control themselves. Speaking fast is a sign of panic. Speaking slow is a sign of power. When you speak slowly, people automatically start paying careful attention. You don't need to shout. Your presence alone is enough. So remember, speak less but speak clearly. Speak slowly but speak with impact. Because delivery matters more than words. Silence strategy. It is not necessary to respond to every statement. Reacting to every situation is weakness. And replying to every insult is not power, it is ego. Sometimes staying quiet is the biggest answer. When you don't react, the other person gets confused. They expect you to defend yourself, explain yourself. But when you do nothing, control comes to you. Silence gives you time to observe, gives you the advantage of understanding. And most importantly, it saves you from unnecessary battles. Not every fight needs to be fought. Not everything needs to be proven. Because powerful people don't react to everything. They choose when to speak and when to stay silent. Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. The day you stop giving reactions, people will not be able to control you. Now understand, what do people influence skills really mean? These are not tricks. This is a lifestyle. Body control, voice control, and silence control. These three things make you different, make you powerful, make you the person that people cannot ignore. So now the choice is yours. Will you be part of the crowd? Or will you become the person who controls everything without saying a word? Self-control equals real power. The greatest victory is not over others, it is over yourself. In this world, people are busy trying to defeat others, proving something to someone, dominating someone. But the person who cannot control themselves cannot control anyone. If you cannot control your emotions, you can never become powerful. Because emotions are both your greatest strength and your greatest weakness. Now hear the truth about a weak mindset. Getting angry at small things. Getting hurt immediately by someone's words. Reacting to every situation. Such a person is a slave to their emotions. They are not in control. Whatever anyone says, their mood changes. If someone ignores them, their confidence falls. Meaning the remote of their life is in others' hands. Now a strong mindset, staying calm, speaking thoughtfully, observing the situation. Such a person doesn't react. They respond. Their emotions are under their control. Someone provokes them, they stay calm. Someone insults them, they don't break. Why? Because their control is inside them, not outside. Remember, reaction is automatic. But response is a choice. Weak people give reactions. Strong people choose responses. And this is the difference between an ordinary and a powerful person. The day you stop reacting to every small thing, from that day your level changes. People will provoke you. They will test you. They will check your patience. But if you stay calm, the game stays in your hands. Self-control is not a talent. It is practice. Every day, in every situation, you will need to train yourself. When anger comes, stop. When you feel hurt, observe. When you feel like reacting, control. In the beginning, it will feel difficult. But gradually, you will become strong. Mentally strong, emotionally unbreakable. And then no one will be able to control you, because you have controlled yourself. And the person who controls themselves becomes the most dangerous person in this world. So remember, self-control is real power. The day you stop giving reactions, from that day you come into control. And from that day, no one will be able to defeat you. All these techniques are powerful, very powerful, but also dangerous. This is not a game. This is the game of the mind. And if you play it wrong, the price will be very high. If you misuse these, people will move away from you. Trust will be destroyed. And in the end, you will be left alone. Think about it, if people don't trust you at all your power becomes useless. Because influence is not possible without trust. Dark psychology is a weapon. And like every weapon, it can protect you and it can destroy you. It depends on how you use it. Use it to understand people and you will become powerful. Use it to manipulate, and you will slowly lose everything. Respect, trust, relationships, all will be gone. So use it, but don't misuse it. Because real power is not in controlling others. It is in keeping yourself on the right path. And the person who remains